Good evening, Marge.
Hello, Robbie. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Good. No complaints.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We haven't got anyone else yet. Just the two of us
Right.
at the moment.
My clock's always set a few minutes fast to make sure I get to work on time. So when I don't think about it, I think, oh, nearly 8 o'clock, rightio. So that's why I'm on a little early tonight.
Not a problem. Well, we're not much early. It's only 3 minutes.
Oh, good, rightio. So my clock's very, very fast. There's been some really good calls the last three Thursdays. I've really enjoyed them. They've been very good.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, I like listening to other people's questions, and it's usually exactly what I'm thinking, but I don't think to ask the questions. They're very good.
Well, why don't you ask?
I don't know. I just sort of plod along and think, oh, rightio, but their questions are good. Your answers and Sandra's are excellent. We seem to have a lot of new people, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always good to have new people coming on. The ones that have been around a bit, they don't tend to come on anymore for some reason.
I've noticed that too.
Whether they've moved on or they're getting success and I
think it's success, and they they just don't find the time. I don't know. I've never talked to anybody, but that's how I think.
Yeah, they come on if you invite them on, but that's it.
Yes, yeah. When I saw Chris Dallinger, it's only just come up on my email now that he was third in the video challenge. I thought that video challenge was been and gone and was over. I didn't know that they were still...
What video challenge?
I don't know. Something's come up on my...
Notification?
Sorry?
Notifications?
It could have been, yes, that he got enough votes that he ran third. Chris Dellinger is my upline. So,
All right. Yeah.
I was just watching.
Quite a nice chap.
I've actually been to Phillip Island a couple of times and met him face to face. An extremely nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was at the platinum event last year.
Right.
He went platinum about a week before or something.
That's right. Yes, I was there and in Brisbane.
Someone wants to talk to you.
Yeah, no, that's going to just have to go to the answering machine. I'm not going to get onto that at the moment. I'm on one thing at a time. I don't handle two things at a time.
Fair enough.
One thing at a time is good. No wonder it didn't set the dog going, but anyway.
All right. So, yeah, no, I never saw that notification about the video challenge.
Yeah.
I've just checked in the back office. The notifications there, I've never seen it. Not that I read them all, but
oh, your camera's not on.
how are we? Oh, we've got a couple more.
I don't know.
Snuck in.
I'm in my drink.
Doesn't it?
G'day, Robbie. How you doing?
Not bad. And yourself?
Oh, yeah, not too bad.
Hi.
All right.
Hi.
How's things?
Good. Wet and cold over here.
How's it? It's not bad here.
Okay. Yeah, we've had some miserable weather.
All right.
Who else is there? Sandra.
We've just got Sandra, Marge, myself, and you two.
Oh, small group.
Cozy.
So, do you have any questions?
Oh, gee.
Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
We've had too much happening to think.
All right. Like, let us in on it.
We're doing a life coaching course.
All right.
Yeah. And so there's been a lot of study involved in that as well.
What course is that one?
It's through an institute in Melbourne.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we're only in the early stages, about 3 months.
Yeah.
But, yeah, very busy. So we've got our heads in a lot of places.
Oh, fair enough. So is it working?
Yeah, good question.
I thought I'd ask.
I'll tell
I'll
you
hold you to it.
Down and do our next group of lessons, and hopefully we become partially qualified then.
All right. So
Yeah.
what are you studying?
Well, it's all to do with life coaching, business coaching.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are studying to become live coaches, like live business coaches, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought it would enhance the SFM. We started out with the SFM and then realised that perhaps we just felt we didn't have enough skills to offer, and we're sort of floundering a bit. So we thought, well, yeah, we'd do the life coaching course as an added to the SFM. Yeah, just for personal communication and you know, being able to help other people get on track and find out what their dreams are and, yeah, sort of try and help them steer them in the right direction in that sense. So,
And also get us on track a little bit, which it's doing.
Cool.
We've learnt a hell of a lot about ourselves in the last 4 months.
yeah. But a lot of that is we've learnt, Guy and Elon, the stuff that they put out, like, it's just, yeah, it's really influenced the way we think. So,
Guy and Alan, those guys have been big into self-development, self-journey, life coaching and stuff. But they've been pretty, especially Guy, been pretty full on into that over the last couple of years. So some of the stuff they can put out is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's all a learning curve anyway.
Yeah.
It is a learning curve, and it's all about ourselves and, what's best for ourselves and what higher plane, we want to get to for ourselves. So,
yeah,
and everyone's different. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually this will give us a worldwide qualification. So, it's worth the effort.
It is worth the effort. Absolutely. Sure. Definitely.
And then you can use your skills you learnt through SFM to promote it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was the idea, is to combine the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a bit more confidence and being able to help other people.
Yeah. We're struggling pinpointing our marketplace a little bit with SFM, that's what the right way around.
Yeah. I think, there's a lot of people struggle with that.
Okay, so we're not on our own there.
No.
No, you're not on your own there. I think it's just the fact that we tend to overthink who our marketplace is. Like, and a lot of times we think too broadly, which can be really hard. Like I covered last week, and I was talking about, your niche target market and how to take your broad target market and niche it down into, little micro markets. And when it comes to dealing online, it's a lot easier to just zoom in on one area and just focus on that area, because being online is a lot different than being offline. Like, a retail shop, you can have several different products in the retail shop because you're open to foot traffic, going past all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really worry too much about a target market, because every market is walking past you anyway, because there's so many other shops around you.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to build a business online, you sort of need to start somewhere. So you've got to start with a small target market, and that's the best way to build yourself up, is to just start in a small area and then branch out from there as you get better and you grow bigger.
We actually sort of started looking at the 45s to 55s, but when we started our blog on Facebook, it actually focused in on the 25s to 35s. So it had us a little bit confused.
Facebook is quite confusing. Like, I have my aloe products business, and whenever I run advertising, specific advertising, target advertising, I always make sure that I never actually have it set for 18-year-olds. I always make sure I've got it set for people that are like 25 to say 35 or 40. Yet, for some obscure reason, a lot of the times with my ads, I can get 15 and 16-year-olds clicking on them.
Yeah, right.
Especially when I'm doing the lipstick ads, or the mascara ads, or a particular part of my skincare line, like my lip balm or something like that.
Yep.
And I don't know why that is with Facebook, but Facebook has a specific algorithm. They do run a lot of experiments on human beings and their members. So
Okay.
you don't take too much stock in Facebook. Look, Facebook has been known to do things like a certain group of their members. And they're usually members who are always posting happy, positive, uplifting stuff. And they'll take those group of members in a particular age category and a particular gender, and they've liked particular things on Facebook. They'll take them and put them in a group, and then all they'll show to them in their news feed for the next month is negative stuff. They'll make sure every piece of negative stuff from all their negative friends and negative associates and all that sort of stuff, they'll make sure that that shows up at the top of their newsfeed all the time. And I know this for a fact because I've tried it with a couple of friends because they do it to me quite often. And I've gone through and I've switched off all things on pages and friends that I don't want to see, and I've only had like 1 to 2 friends that I've allowed for stuff to go into my newsfeed. And one of those friends just happens to be my daughter, and I have sat there for 3 weeks and not one of her posts has shown up in my newsfeed, even though she's posting 6 to 7 times a day on Facebook. I can go 3 months and not see one of her posts. Yet I have to, I have to physically go to her page and like her stuff, comment on her stuff, and share her stuff, and they still will not allow me to see her posts.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, I haven't come across that yet, but then we're new to it, so...
You won't notice it. You won't notice it unless you're into psychology like I am, human experiments. Like, you know, I watch a lot of shows and stuff on SBS and documentaries and things, and a lot of my knowledge of human mind experiments and stuff they go right back to the 1800s and stuff, to Russian experiments on criminals and people that used to disappear in Russia and stuff. And a lot of people don't notice what Facebook is doing.
Right.
But if you go through your friends list, I guarantee you'll find a couple of friends that you haven't seen any posts from. And if you visit those friends' pages, you'll notice that they've actually posted in the last week and you haven't seen one of their posts.
Okay. Maybe starting to make a little bit of sense.
It's all human experiment side of things with Facebook. And I guess that's a price we have to pay for being free members.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you.
Well, that's how that's how companies like Facebook and a lot of other companies gather data to put together so that marketers know who to advertise to and how to advertise to and where these groups hang out. It's by companies like Facebook doing all these experiments on people.
Yep.
But it's public knowledge. I mean, if you go searching Facebook and Facebook experiments and stuff, you know, around Google, you'll find blog posts and you'll find documents and evidence and stuff that people have of showing the different experiments over the times that Facebook has run.
Okay. Point taken. We'll do some investigating.
Yeah, definitely.
If you like researching and investigating, go for it. I mean, particularly, I'm a big researcher and investigator. I love researching subjects and investigating things, especially when it comes to human psychology and how different companies decide to zoom in and target people and why they target people in that way and why they use a specific colour on a TV commercial or a specific colour in a newspaper ad. I love researching all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because it all means something in marketing. You know,
yes.
Like if you have a logo, you know, the colours you have in your logo, you know, for some companies they're specific to their target market. That's why they have that colouring. Their products, you know, like everyone knows the Golden Arches is McDonald's. You say the Golden Arches anywhere in the world and everyone goes McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a worldwide trademark that's,
Yeah, and it was specifically done that way with, you know, the controlled colour and, you know, it's a trademark colour. You can't use that colour in a similar circumstance because it's trademarked.
Yeah.
The same here in Brisbane. Brisbane taxis, like the yellow cab company, they can't have yellow taxis here in Brisbane because another taxi company further north in Queensland that started out before yellow cabs even came here to the shores, who had their taxis were yellow and they trademarked that particular colour yellow. So most yellow cabs here in Australia from the yellow cab company a sort of an orangey colour because they can't use the yellow paint because this company up North Queensland that runs the yellow, like runs taxis that are bright yellow, have a trademark on all the yellows.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Definitely have to do some homework.
Interesting stuff.
No, we're learning all the time, and that's sort of why we started this life coaching course. We thought we needed to do a bit more on ourselves for marketing and for talking to people and getting to know our clientele, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, getting to know who you best fit with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And talking, learning how to talk to people is not a bad thing because, I mean, that can add value to people's lives. I mean, if you can sit in a chair on a stage and talk to a large group of people and actually help them, work through a process and find some, resolutions to some issues they're having, no matter how big or small those issues are, you've actually added value into a person's life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what one person thinks is silly, another group of people may find, very interesting. Like, you could have a lady who knows all about nails, who's been a nail technician for years. You could have her sitting with a small group of women who are like 25 or 30 in size group. And, she could be talking to these women about issues they may have with their nails. And by the time she's finished her coaching session, all these women could walk away happy with a problem solved with their nails. And other people may think that's really stupid. Whereas, those 30 women who have walked away don't think it's stupid at all. They're really excited and, so.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so they're looking at taking life coaching into the schools here in Australia now, or in Victoria. They're seriously looking at year 10s and doing about a 3 or 4 hour session with year 10s.
Well, look, the rate of teenage suicide, it's talked about all over the news in this country. It has increased. Mental illness in young people, high school aged kids, has increased. They can't put their finger on it. Some people say it's bullying. Some people say it's parents who have to work all the time. Some people say it's a combination of things. Other people say it's because of the stresses and the pressures that are put on young kids. So, things like life coaching and people being able to go around schools and, talk to high school kids and let them know that there is other ways to do things. There can be a better life out there that doesn't involve having to go to university and, and having to get the OP scores to get into university and that sort of stuff, could be very, very helpful for some of these kids at school that feel they're underachieving.
Yeah. So it's all in the future for us anyway.
I take my hat off to my daughter because, my granddaughter, she's 14, turning 15 this year, and next year she'll be at the age where the school will want her to do work experience. And my daughter's put her foot down and she's like, I'm not letting her do work experience. I'm not going to have some employer take my child and abuse the fact that they've got a free worker so they can lay somebody else off and make my child work for free for 9 hours. It's not happening, Mum. I'm not letting it happen. My daughter has a paid job, so as far as I'm concerned, the school can go screw itself.
Good on you.
Okay, yeah.
And I agree with her. I said, I totally agree with you. She has a paid job already, and she does. She has a paid job through the school holidays. So when it's school holidays, my granddaughter is working in her paid job. And so as far as we're concerned, she doesn't need work experience. She's getting paid to work. So why should she have to work for somebody else for free? And it's true. I mean, there's another mother at the school at the moment who has a child who's a bit older than my granddaughter. She's doing work experience for Woolworths at the moment. And Woolworths has that child working. This is work experience for school. Has that child working 6 days a week, 9 hours a day, and sacked 2 other workers whilst they took on these work experience. So they've got free labourers and they've laid off paid staff.
Yeah, that's not on.
And I'm like, it's like, I don't know why these parents don't put their foot down. I mean, I'd be livid. I'd be marching into Woolworths and I'd be grabbing hold of the head honcho out of his office and dragging him down on the floor and, you know, getting some kid to piss on the floor and mopping it up with his head and going, there you go. That's what hard work's all about, mate. But you're not, you know, you're not taking advantage of my kid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
They should be paying him a minimum wage.
well, yeah, if they're going to work them for 9 hours, they should be. But then again, you know, my gripe is also with the school. The school should be checking on this and not letting this happen to the kids either.
True. Yeah, true.
Because they're encouraging and forcing the kids into this situation. So, you know, you'd think they would be monitoring it better.
Yep. Yeah, no, very true there.
So I'm putting together a letter. I've gotten shitty with all of this and I'm drafting a letter to send off to my local state member of parliament to inform them of what is happening in the workplace with with employers like Woolworths taking advantage of schools who have work experience programs.
You said you like research. You might want to research this. I don't know about other states, but in Victoria, the farmers, you know, if you're a dairy farmer and you've got 3 or 4 kids and you let your kid ride out on to round up the cows for milking, all the farmers got stopped by the government, the state government, and they got told they weren't allowed to let their children work because they're not covered by work cover because they're not getting paid. So even though, forever and a day, kids have always worked on the farm, help mum and dad, feed the potty calves. You know, they might have been given a couple of potty calves to rear. You know, mum and dad said, oh, well, you can have that one, and you rear it, and when it's big enough, it goes to market, and that's your pocket money. But they're not allowed to do that anymore. They're not allowed to go and close gates, and they've just totally shut kids off the farm and said, no, you can't do that because WorkSafe won't allow it, because if you're not getting paid, you're not covered by insurance. So that's it.
Yeah, that's worth looking into as well. And nothing will change there unless somebody does something about it. But, you know, and yeah, you're right, every state is different.
Yeah.
But I think you guys are onto something, thinking about doing life coaching and going into schools and stuff, because it's really something I feel that could be so beneficial. Because, I mean, you know, kids are still being taught that they have to go to school, they have to study this, and they have to get into university. They have to. But what about the kids that don't want to be a doctor, they don't want to be a paramedic, they don't want to be a fireman, they don't want to be a science researcher or anything like that? They just, you know, they are interested in business and how business runs, or they do want to, you know, be able to have their office mobile. You know, who's teaching them about that?
Yeah, no one.
No one.
We actually did years ago when I was
all about.
Yeah. We did a course called Consumer Education. This is going back in the early 70s. And it was the best thing that I ever did as far as business, because we actually had to run a fictitious small business for the 9 months of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And we also had to trade shares. We had lots of different things to do in business, and it was brilliant. And a lot of my group of kids of my age all went to being self-employed.
Yeah.
But they stopped that 2 or 3 years after we left school. I don't know why, but we found it all fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoy business things and stuff as well. And sometimes I feel for a lot of the new members who join the SFM, because although you don't need a lot of coding experience and that sort of stuff, I feel to best apply the principles of a digital lifestyle, you still need to understand business from the core perspective.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that starting a business from a startup perspective takes a lot of time. You can't just do it on half an hour here and there.
Exactly.
You've got to appreciate that it takes time. And if you don't have 8 hours a day to inject into your startup, and because you've already got a job and you've only got a certain amount of hours to inject, you have to realise that the time that it's going to take you to put together a good solid startup is going to be longer than what it would be for somebody else who has 8 hours a day. And that's why we keep trying to remind our members not to compare themselves to other people. Because where one
that's a little bit of our problem.
Day, you may only have 2 hours a day. They're going to be way further ahead than what you are because they've got 8 hours to spend on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm still fully committed to work until Christmas, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah, and it's and it's hard, but it's a hard. I mean, there's so much involved as far as mindset goes as well. You've got to have the right mindset. And you have to, it's work. It's hard work not comparing yourself to other people, because for the most part of your life, a good portion of your life, you're taught to compare yourself to other people.
Yes.
Because the old philosophy was, we'll get people to compare themselves to somebody who's better to make them strive to be like that person. Yeah. And I mean, although that philosophy might be sound on one retrospect, it's not sound on the other retrospect, because if you pick the wrong person to compare yourself to, and you can never meet that person's requirements, like that status of that person, you're going to be sadly feeling like that you're a failure all the time.
Yeah.
And I see that in kids a lot. My granddaughter, when she first went into high school, she went through that phase of comparing herself to people who could do things that she felt she wanted to do but she couldn't do as well. And it was hard trying to get her into the right mindset to say to her, well, you can't be perfect at everything. You have to find what you're good at, and you hone in on those skills and you develop those skills. And you don't compare yourself to anyone else. You just compare yourself to yourself. Set yourself your limits and your targets, and you've got yourself to argue with them. And if you know that you could have made that target, you're the one who has to discipline yourself and push yourself harder to get there next week.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that. So, and a lot of people freak out when something doesn't go right.
It just becomes a challenge.
Oh, I like people like that, but some people they really do freak out. Like if they change something on their website and they can't remember what they changed, and it totally throws their website out, they freak out. They just freak out. They just totally have a meltdown, and it's like it's not the end of the world. Just put in your support ticket, let somebody know, and then move on to another portion of the training. And it's the same with the Get Started modules. I mean, at the moment, we're doing a lot of upgrades in the system, trying to make things run a bit smoother, trying to get rid of some old, obsolete trainings that are no good. A lot of things are trying to be refreshed and things to make it easier for students. And during that, there's little bugs and things that pop up here and there that are slowing people down, because they come to one tiny little thing and it's like they stop. They just stop. And and they put in a support, and even though you've said to them, no, it's okay. Look, what I want you to do is I want you to keep going through the module, and we'll come back, we'll fix that up later. Just keep going through the module. A week later, they still haven't gone past that one point.
Well, we struck that with some videos that weren't working when we were doing it. I think that was in module 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got to module 3, and we sort of, it's totally new to us, and we sort of really didn't we hadn't navigated our way around, and we came to a bit of a stop because the videos weren't working. We're going, I just don't understand this. It doesn't make sense. And I think we actually sent a message, and I think maybe you, Sandra, actually answered one of them.
Yeah.
And you said, go back and check through. And we did that. And I come back, and this was going back and forward for about a week. And I'm like, I just don't understand it. And I wrote this long-winded explanation. Then we checked it, and we go, the video's not working. So then we got on to DBL, sent them a ticket and said, well, the video's not working. As soon as they got the video working, we watched the video, we looked at each other and went, Okay, now we get it.
But yeah, it was just a big hole in the system.
Yeah, we were just looking at it, and we thought it was us because we weren't getting it, but it was just because the video wasn't working and we weren't getting that piece of information that was the dots, you know.
And it can be really hard because if you guys aren't getting the information you need, and if you guys can't ask the right question in support can't give you the exact answer that you need to fill in that hole so you can.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. We went round for about a week where there was just one little video, but it just seemed to link together that, and so once we got that video, I went, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we all travel around and around the mulberry bush. I mean, some people, you know, sometimes you can be going backwards and forwards with messages for, you know, a couple of weeks until you can actually totally pinpoint what's going on. Because it's really hard for members who get started, but that'll all change. That's all going to change coming up anyway. I mean, we're slowly getting rid of some older stuff. We've put in requests as a team. The support team has put in a request for not only video training. We want to see the videos turned into screenshots and text instructions for people who don't like video training. There are some people who they don't learn from video tutorials. They learn more from reading and looking at images. So we've mentioned that, and we've said, look, you know, for those who can't play videos, you know, we really need a better way. Not everyone thinks that a video tutorial is the best thing since sliced bread. Some people hate video tutorials. They don't learn from them. We need a better way. We need screenshots and text instructions explaining the screenshots step by step.
I think there was one video we went through, and I was on Jim was doing notes and I was doing the stop-start button, and we go, okay, we do this, this and this, and Jim would write it down, and then we'd play it again, and he'd write the notes down, play it again, and then we go back, and then we went back to the what it was that we were supposed to be doing, that we were working on the module, and then we go back to the video, and then back to it was like backwards and forwards.
The big problem with that one was I found that Jay Williams, this was in setting up the website, a lot of it, he just took it for granted that we knew computers.
Yep.
And it just made it difficult to keep up with him. His mouse was running all over the screen.
It was flickering,
and
I guess.
you just couldn't keep up with him. So we ended up, we just stopped and started the video so we could break it up into units.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
And it can be easy when you've been doing things for a long time, or you know a computer. Really, it can be easy, and that's another thing that I've raised at some of the staff meetings as well. I've raised the point that, you know, and I've said to them, well, look, you know, we're starting to see a lot of people coming through who want to set themselves up for retirement.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't understand how to use their computer, how are they supposed to even get through these get started modules?
Yes.
Well, that's sort of where.
And they're like, what do you mean? If they can get on the internet and sign up for the class, well, then they know how to use a computer. And I'm like, no. That's a lot of people don't know what a browser is. An extension in a browser, that's like mumbo jumbo to a lot of people. Clearing your cache, you're leaving people bamboozled with that. A lot of these members don't know how to download. They don't know how to upload. They don't know how to save things in a folder on their computer. A lot of people don't know that they can set up separate folders in documents or pictures or videos. So they've got things organized, and they're trying to save all the shit that we're giving them all over their desktop. So it's you know, it's not right. We need to do something.
I'm just reading Michael's message there. We haven't done that. We've left that one right alone.
We've stayed at Windows 7. We're not interested in 10.
Yep.
Yeah, worst thing I ever did was go to Win 10.
Yep.
I've had nothing but bugs, and my computer's too old. They said they just said upgrade the computer, and I can't afford to do that, and it won't let me go back to Win 7 again.
Yeah. But even with people with updated computers that
I
are in trouble.
videos. I haven't been able to load WordPress onto any of my domains.
Oh.
It's been very frustrating.
Yeah.
Michael.
Without WordPress, you don't have a website.
Michael, do you have any friends who have maybe a Windows 7 or Windows 8 disk?
No.
Do you know if you could possibly ask where, like you know, maybe at a computer shop or something? Maybe you could, because what I was thinking is you could if you could get a hold of a Windows 8 disk or a Windows 7 disk, you could wipe your computer basically, so you're sending it back to me.
There's always hard rubbish.
And
Yes, because I found out why, you know, when I was using my laptop, I was upside down.
Yeah.
That's because my laptop doesn't support Win 10. And that came from Asus. They said, go back to 7. And I can't even do that on my laptop.
Yeah, well, you can, but you'd have to reformat your computer.
Yeah.
Which would basically mean you'd need a separate hard drive. So you'd need one of those $125 hard drives from the post office, so you could download onto that.
You also need a CD-ROM as well, which is something I don't have. Mine died, so
yeah, you know, but you know, I mean, you can do it with USB sticks or hard drives, and you basically put all your pictures and videos and all the things you want to keep, you put onto your hard drive or your USB sticks. Then you basically wipe your computer, and then you stick the Windows disk in there, and it's called reformatting your computer. And you're reloading up the Windows program onto your computer, and you've got no. And it's a good way to clear your computer of viruses as well. If you can't get a virus program to get rid of a particular virus, is reformat. A lot of times you can reformat the computer and get rid of it.
Unfortunately, that takes cash I don't have. I'm just barely making the monthly payments on staying in the SFM, so
yeah,
that's what I said. Hard rubbish. Or go to the computer shop and ask them if they've got a trade-in that they want to get rid of, an old computer they want to get rid of. So maybe someone's upgraded their computer, and they're not going to really get a lot for selling an old one, because everyone wants to now upgrade. So you could ask them for an old version that somebody's probably traded in.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get there eventually. It's just going to take me a bit longer than I anticipated. I
tried to let everyone. Know not to upgrade to Windows.
I shouldn't have bothered doing that. I should have just stayed off Aweber until I was actually doing something, because I'm paying for that now, and I don't even have WordPress installed, so I can't even start to build my list. So it's just jump the gun thinking that this was going to happen a bit faster than it is.
Which domain did you want your WordPress installed on, Michael?
Well, haven't even decided that yet, but I'll probably go with my MHI marketing. But I still keep swaying towards Choose How You Live as my authority site, because I don't want to just I don't know what I want to do anymore.
Well, just choose one of your domains, that you want as your authority site, and put in a support ticket, and one of us support members can install the WordPress on it for you. Okay.
All right. I'll do that tonight then.
Yeah, have a look at them, decide which one you want, and then put in a support ticket, and just put my name on the support ticket. Just go, hi Sandra, can you help me with this? And this is the domain I want to use WordPress on.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate that. I'm just
That way you'll miss Patricio saying to you, "This is a DBL issue. You'll have to put in a support ticket for DBL."
Yes, well, every time I've spoken to DBL, I haven't been able to play any of their videos because it still keeps asking me to download Flash, which is meant to be in my Google Chrome. Which
I am forever at DBL about that. I am like, look.
I can't watch any of their
watch the videos. The videos are not working, and they're not. And it's like, and Marius got a hold of me the other night and said, he's not far off the release of an updated, newer version of DBL where all the videos will actually work.
It'll be nice.
Oh, look, trust me, it will be nice because you're not the only one. I mean, there are certain videos in DBL even I can't play.
Yeah, but look, the way I look at it is that this is all just glitches. Yeah, like the one thing I've learned is that the only way you can fail at this is to stop, and I don't intend to stop. Because even if it takes me 6 months to get up and running, I don't really care because I know 12 months from now I'll still be able to achieve what I want from this. So it just takes a bit longer.
Yeah. That's it. The only way of failing will be to quit. And that goes for anything that you do in life, even living life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, well, I was actually asked today if I still wanted to continue doing my human resource management course. And I said, well, I'm already committed to 20 grand, so yes, I want the bit of paper.
Absolutely.
And I started that course 3 weeks before I started my SFM dude.
Yeah, I had started my business diploma course a few weeks before I joined the SFM.
Yeah. So like, I dragged my sorry butt into campus today to do some stuff, but I mean, hey, I refuse to take the easy way out. I could just say, no, I'm not interested in this anymore. I'll just pay back the 20 grand. But that'd just be another thing I've failed at. And if I stop that, is it going to be easier for me to stop this?
Well, if you've already committed to the 20 grand and whether you do it or not, you're going to have to pay it. You may as well do it because you're going to have to pay it anyway.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and the fact that I've been in severe pain, I was in hospital on Sunday, I've been full of drugs, just slows me down. It won't stop me.
Well, sometimes, I mean, there was that time I was rushed to hospital because I decided to pretend that I didn't have burst appendix when I actually had burst appendix. Like, laid in bed for 3 days with burst appendix before somebody decided to call an ambulance and get me to hospital.
Yes, I so love doing tests. I'm back at the doctors again tomorrow, actually.
Well, they didn't have time to do tests on me. They only had time to rush me into the operating theatre and rip out my appendix before I dropped dead. But
yeah, it's a good thing they did that.
But yeah, I mean, when I came out of hospital and stuff and I had to go back to the doctors and the hospitals and stuff for like the checkups and stuff, one of the doctors said to me, why didn't you, your appendix had been burst since Friday night. Why did you wait till Monday? Why didn't you call an ambulance? You must have been in excruciating pain. And I was like, well, no, I didn't really feel like I was in that much pain. I just thought I had a tummy bug. I just thought I had, a little bit of gastro or something. It wasn't really that bad. And they're like, what? And the 41-degree temperatures didn't faze you? When I took some aspirin, it brought temperature down. So I just thought I was a bit off color,
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
Tough or mad, one or the other.
Sometimes long-term pain gets you down. I've been dealing with this for 12 years and I've got it for the rest of my life, so
yeah.
You get that. It's hard to stay positive, at least.
It is hard to stay positive, Michael, but, just accept the fact that you're a little bit different to other people and you are going to have your bad days where you're going to have to take the drugs, and then you're going to have the good days where you can wind back on some of the drugs. And you're just going to have to take it in your stride and realise that you've got extra challenges that other people don't have, but you're not going to let those challenges slow you down or stop you from doing what you want to do.
True.
Well, that's it. That's why I focus a lot on self-development, because like the week I've had, I wouldn't wish I'm the worst enemy, but because I've still been pumping positive stuff into me, I'm slowly coming out the other end. And that's what I want to be able to do to other people who might not necessarily have the same thing I've got, but I want to be able to inspire people because it's my vision that keeps me going. But not only that, because that's just me personally, I want to be able to touch people's lives and let people know that no matter what you go through, you can still do it. Might take some people faster, take some people longer, but you can still do it. I mean, that's why I'm on the call tonight. My feet feel like they've been dipped in acid, but so what? You know, like, it is what it is, and I can sit here and wallow, or I can be on a call and try and get some good shit out of it. Excuse me, get some good stuff out of it, and feel like I've moved that little centimetre forward.
Yeah, you know, and plus you get to swap and share stories and talk about, you know, you talk about your week and the experience that you've had. You get to hear from others, mainly me. Robbie just sits there quietly, you know, listening to everything.
I'm pretty good at that.
That's a talent Robbie has. I'm still trying to figure out a way to market it for him and turn him into a millionaire, but I'm getting close.
Keep working on it.
Oh,
We're just going to line you up a whole heap of people that like to talk. You just sit there and listen to them.
Yeah, well, I was always told we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth so that you talk twice. I mean, listen twice as much as you talk. I've taken it a little bit further, though.
I was reading some research on teamwork. They did a 3-year study at Google on why Google's so effective. And one of the things they came across with is that you can take ordinary people and put them into a team with the right environment, and the sum is greater than the whole. Whereas you can get intelligent people who might be good at doing meetings, but they're not as productive. And a lot of it comes down to a thing called psychological safety, where the individual team members can feel like they can talk about anything and not get shot down.
Yeah.
And I found that really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they surveyed the 5,200 employees at Google for 2 years on what made teams run. And yeah, it was a really interesting study too. They came up with 5 key factors.
Maybe they should learn about it at work.
Yeah, well, they even used the Saturday Night Live show as a case study, because you had such a diverse group of egotistical comedians who really couldn't stand each other, and yet the show's been going for 40 years and it works. And a lot of that's because you don't have to like the people that you work with, but you've got to feel safe within that working environment.
All right.
I've been saying that for years. You don't have to like the people you work with, but you've got to be able to work with them, and everyone's got to feel safe. Nobody seemed to get that. I'm so glad you brought that study up, Michael.
Well, I mean, we forget this. Like a lot of the stuff that the self-development people say is like, you need to like everyone. Yeah, like you need to have that love, trust, and respect. And to a point, you do, but you need to make people feel psychologically safe more than anything. So yeah, I just found that a really interesting, especially with working with teams. Like it was you, Sandra, I think last week was saying that, yeah, we need to help each other in the community and to support each other, because we're not in, even though we're all doing our own thing and we're all trying to get the digital lifestyle, we're not in competition with each other, because we're all in the same direction, and it's a big enough pie for us to each carve out whatever we want to get out of it and
Absolutely.
still be able to help each other. And I really like that whole philosophy.
It's been my philosophy from the get-go. It's been Robbie's philosophy from the get-go. And I think that's why Robbie and I gelled so well in the beginning and became partners to take over and head up this mastermind group, because we both have the same philosophy. I mean, there's a big enough pie for everyone to be involved in. And if we're going to be community, well, the most important factor of a community is, 1, you feel safe with each other and you trust each other, and 2, you help each other out. You know, and I don't know about anyone else, but I know Robbie came from similar communities as to what I did. I mean, I grew up around farms and stuff, and I mean, if a flood came through, you know, you didn't only just worry about your own property, you jumped over next door on the next door's property, you gave them a hand with their fences, their animals, and all of that sort of stuff. Community member, I mean, you didn't have to be asked, you just did it.
Yeah, correct. We're the same way.
It's definitely the country way of living is definitely different to the city. Like because I'm back at school again with this college that I'm going to. I watch the other people around me when I'm on campus, and it's like they're being taught that the only way you can get ahead is to climb over the corpse of your competition.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just wrong.
That is wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a fairly graphic. It's a fairly graphic description, but that's what it really feels like. That you can only get ahead by someone else's job or putting someone else down. And I find that philosophy, if that's being taught by mainstream schooling, is just wrong. It's old. You know, it's even my careers advisor was saying that if you've got too many qualifications, you become unemployable because the people who are potentially employing you are scared that you'll take their job, so therefore you won't even get a look in. So
That's
even
right.
having the bits of paper is no guarantee that you're going to have a job at the end of it. There are plenty of people with master's degrees that are waiters in cafes because they can't get a job within their chosen field.
And that's true. That's true of it all. I mean, that's why I decided to, do my business diploma. And I mean, I was sort of pushed into that by society because I was told by everyone that, you may as well keep your taxi job because nobody else will employ you to do anything because you're too qualified. And they'll be scared that you can take their job. And I mean, I felt that when I used to go to job interviews. I used to line up job interviews like they were coming out of, a cereal box for kids. And I'd go to these job interviews and I always felt that the persons and the people who were interviewing me were always very intimidated by me and how much I knew. And I used to walk out of there thinking, well, I ain't going to get that job because they're not looking for some.
Yeah.
Stuff.
No, we've lost sound.
Still going. Well, a good example is my careers advisor. She's just started doing a paramedics course, even though she's got 7 years of business and a whole bunch of other qualifications. She tried to just work for Macca's because she wanted to ease back on her day job and just pull her the few extra dollars so that she can focus on her studies. And they said, no, we can't hire you because you're too overqualified. We've got nothing for you within the organisation. And she said, but all I want is something I can just get a few bucks in while I study for my paramedics. Yeah, I think she's mad, but we do need more paramedics out there. But but it really drove it home that
you just have
pieces of paper.
You just have to edit your CV. Don't tell them all that you've got.
Yeah, true. But it's sad that you've actually got to dumb yourself down to try and get a job.
Yeah.
It seems like a contradiction, doesn't it, of what they're teaching? I mean, they teach you one thing.
What I'm learning during my course is saying that you need the qualifications, and yet in real life, they actually become a detriment until you've got the job. It's like the old catch-22. They only want people with experience, but no one will let you get your foot in the door to get the experience so that you can get, so that they can get the person they want.
Yep.
That's right. Absolutely.
Which is where we come in.
That's where we come in.
Yeah, it's just getting the message out that there is an alternative.
That's the thing.
But yeah, as far as WordPress goes, Michael, until we can do something else about your computer, just once you figure out which domain.
Appreciate that.
Once you figure out which domain you want it on, just send in a ticket and we'll get it done for you.
Yeah. So if I make, for argument's sake, the Choose How You Live site as my authority site, I would link that to 50 plus, and then the marketing would actually be aimed to go through 50 plus to get to Choose How You Live. Is that how it actually works?
Okay, Choose How You Live would be your website. And the other one would be your link generator. And if you link your website inside the My Domains Names page with your link generator site, that means it would all go through your website. So your link generator site would be linked.
But would your marketing be aimed at driving people to 50 plus, or choose how you live?
Well, your landing pages would be on 50 plus, but you would drive people to your website. If that makes sense. I know it probably doesn't.
No, I'm a little bit iffy on that, because am I marketing towards the people for the 50 plus, or am I marketing because they're two slightly different demographics. 50 plus is designed for people who've just been retrenched and they're looking for something different, or they're about to be retrenched, or they're feeling unfulfilled. Choose How You Live is aimed at the more entrepreneurial mindset of there's got to be something better out there and I need to go and find it.
Yeah, but keep in mind...
would the traffic be driven to 50 plus, or to choose How You Live?
Keep in mind that whichever one you use for the link generator, it's not actually a website. The only thing...
I realise that, but if people put in... Like at the moment, I've got the link generator going to 50 plus.
Yeah.
So if somebody types in 50 plus, that won't take them to a landing page, will it?
No, it'll just take them. So your link generator domain, say your link generator domain is 50plus.com, right?
Yeah.
If somebody types in 50 plus, they'll go to websites that have keywords and blogs that are geared towards people who are 50 plus.
Yeah.
So you could gear any website towards somebody who is 50 plus. I mean, I could call a website, My End of Days, and the content I put on there and the keywords I use in my content, I could gear that website towards 50 plus people. And so when somebody types in 50 plus, they could end up seeing my website.
Okay,
my website is called End of Days.
Yeah, see, this I still don't understand the link between your landing domain, which is just for your link generator, and your authority site. So are you driving traffic to the authority site? And if so, once they get to the authority site, then how do you then get them to the landing page? Or is that just through the links you put into your blog that will automatically take them? And 50 plus has no relevance to what they're actually linking to. I've never really understood the relation between the two different sites, and when I've watched the few videos that I can see, I still don't get it. So,
well, the reason, like, to break it up to its rawest form, okay? Before all of the changes with advertising on Bing, Facebook, and Google, especially Google, and the whole compliancy thing, it didn't matter. We didn't need domains. We didn't have domains back in Robbie's and my day. I mean, a couple of years ago, we didn't have the domain thing. You didn't have to have a domain linked up to the link generator. You just went into the link generator. If you had an Aweber list, you would pick your Aweber list. You would pick which landing page you wanted, which thank you page you wanted. You'd put your tracking in there and you'd generate your link. And it didn't matter that the link started with sfm.com, did it, Robbie?
No.
You know, we could use it anywhere. But the only reason that we have to get people to pick a domain now to host the landing pages on is because of all the changes that were made with compliancy. Now, having too many sfm.com landing pages out there, it defeats the purpose of the marketer because it becomes like cloned sites. And Google and Bing and Facebook don't like cloned sites. And even a one-page landing page is considered to be a website. So that domain that you've picked for the landing pages, that's to host the landing pages on your own domain so that the landing page doesn't start with sfm.com or the sixmentors.com. So it doesn't look like a clone one-page website. Now, once you generate those links, you'll put those links into the website that you're building. The website that you're building, the authority website, is the website that has content on it. That's your place that the people come to get to know who you are, because people don't buy, people won't buy this sort of stuff just because it's there. They've got to know, feel, and trust the person they're buying it from. So that's why we say you drive the traffic to your website so people can read your blogs, get to know you, read your about page, build up some trust and rapport with you. And you know, they may click on your link 10 times before they decide to actually sign up to your list and get the videos and come through as a member.
Okay, so does that mean that the domain you use for your landing pages could be anything? You could call it my blank domain, and they'd never see that as my blank domain. They'd only see it as a link from your authority site to the landing.
Once you link your authority site up, yeah.
Yeah. So the actual name of the domain you're using for the lead generation for all the actual landing pages is irrelevant to what you're using it for your authority site. So they'd never actually see the name of the domain that the lead generation is linked to.
Yeah. But you still want to have them similar, because if you're writing it on blogs and posting links in your blogs, you want your the address similar to your authority site.
Oh, okay. Well, I've completely got it wrong then.
So it looks the same?
But it doesn't matter if you've got them two completely different things, because there is a way around that, Michael. It's called Tidy URL. It's a free plugin that we can install on websites. And that's how we used to do it in the old days, when sfm.com for our landing pages became no good to use in advertising anymore or post on Facebook anymore. We actually installed the Tidy URL onto our website. Then we generate the landing page, and then we copy that link and we go into our website. We'd use Tidy URL on our website, and we'd give the landing page our own website domain. And then we'd use that on Facebook and in advertising for Bing and Google. But then they tightened up things even more. So basically you need your own domain to host the landing page. And that's mainly specifically for if you're going to do a Bing ad. So if you're doing a Bing ad, there are different types of ads you can do. So if you wanted to do a Bing ad to build a list, you're going to want to use a landing page in that Bing ad. You won't be able to use sfm.com because you're not the sfm.com. However, you'll be able to use the domain that you chose.
Yeah, I get that. But if I've got the landing pages linked to 50 plus, do the potential members of the list ever see 50 plus, or do they only see your authority site?
Well, they'll see it if you're using, if you're doing a Bing ad and you create a landing page for 50 plus and you set up that Bing ad, that's going to have your 50 plus for your landing page, whatever your landing page you use, 5 steps.
Yeah, but when they click on
it, they'll see it. They'll see the 50 plus, right? They'll see the 50plus.com plus whatever comes after that link. But they're not going to.
Yeah, so this is where I'm getting lost.
Them straight to the landing page. That's the difference. Where your website comes into play in that instance is through Aweber and through the setup of your list. So you use your landing page link in your ad. They see the 50 plus domain. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. Most people don't take notice of that sort of shit anyway. They take notice of the landing page, but they fill in the details on the landing page and give you their email address. And on the thank you page, at the end of the thank you page, that's where your website is going to come into play. Because once the thank you page is over, they can then go back, or they can return to, and it'll have your name, and your name should be linked to your website. So then they've gone from an ad to your landing page to the thank you page and to your website. So it's a circle. You've kept them in your circle.
Yeah, I'm still not quite getting it, but that's all right. I'll get it eventually.
Well, if you wanted to do an ad, say you wanted to set up a landing page, right, and you set up a landing page and you did an ad, where do you want people to go after they come to your thank you page? Do you want them to just click off and go nowhere, or would you prefer them to go to your website?
Well, they go to the website, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, you'd prefer them to go to your website. And so that's why we teach the marketing the way we teach it. And it's hard to say to you to go and watch a particular video of Stuart's that would actually be relevant to you, because you can't watch the video. A lot of the videos in the back office. But there is
very few of them. I've been able to sort of muddle my way through the modules, but anytime I go to DBL, forget it. It just comes up with download Flash Player, and when I go to Adobe, it says, no, I've already got it.
Yeah. But I mean, you don't have
let me download it again.
You don't have to use that domain inside the SFM for the link generator if you don't want. You can try and wing it and create landing pages using the sfm.com if you want, but I can guarantee
I'm having enough trouble with the link generator, thank you. I'll leave creating my own landing pages for when I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have to use the domain for the link generator landing pages if you don't want. You can just run with the sfm.com landing page link. But I can guarantee you won't want to do any paid marketing with that.
No, I mean, look, it's just a matter of me understanding it, and I want to do it right. So if it takes me a bit longer, it takes me a bit longer.
Well, it's going to be hard for you to understand it, talking about it, till you can get your website up and running and start doing some blogs and getting the links on there and building the website for you to actually see the finished funnel of yours. Then you'll be able to understand it better, because you can actually see it in front of you.
Yeah, because I'm being pulled in two different directions. Like,
so you're trying to apply two different niche targets to these domains.
Name as your authority, so that your name gets knowing, and yet you've got people like Chris and Gerard and the lifestyle team who use Lifestyle by My Own Design as their main site.
Yeah, but don't forget those guys are DEA Black members. DEA Black members.
I do realise that.
So just the DEA Black, they pay $30,000 for that membership. That membership, they have the right. They get the training. They get different training to what we do, and they have the rights to actually host those link generator landing pages on their websites. That's why those guys have the link generator sales funnels on their own domains on their websites, because they're allowed to, because of the level of training that they've invested in.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
Yeah, so you've got to stop looking at Chris and Gerard and comparing yourself to that, because unless you can go black and you can buy $279 hosting programs and $300 for that and $400 for this, you're not going to have the setup that those guys have, because you're not at that level of that. You're not doing that course. You're only going to get training for the course that you're at. And so
I realized that, but I was just a bit confused as to what went where at what level.
But that's why those guys, when you look at a lot of black members, they have the link generator sales funnels. They actually have the SFM sales funnels on their actual websites. That's because they have that availability to them for the fact that they've invested so much money in that particular course. So, but they still have forked out
Right, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
extra for the program to be able to do that. So, it's a pain in the ass because us in like Brenda and stuff in support has to actually help them set up their websites and stuff for that, and it drives her nuts, honestly. Sometimes she can start at 6
I can
o'clock in the
imagine.
morning and she's still going 12 hours later because she's helping them set all of that stuff up.
Yeah, because you see, at this point, my next goal, once I understand elite level, is I want to use elite to generate me enough funds to go to get the gold, which is about as high as I need to go. And that should give me enough to be able to fund my lifestyle over on my lifestyle.
Elite will give you enough to fund your lifestyle.
Well, yeah, but I'd like to get to gold because you get that slightly level of commission eventually.
See, I've always been mathematically minded, and I do a lot of mathematical tests and stuff. And I don't discourage anyone from upgrading. I mean, I think it's great. I don't say to people to go to gold for the fact that they get that little bit of extra commission. I say to people, go to gold for the actual marketing training that you're getting. That's what you're getting out of gold.
That's what I'm talking about. But the byproduct of going gold is, apart from the training, you do get that slightly high level of commission. Because the elite level, as near as I can work out, the training is good. The gold is better, but the level of commission is far lower than what you would get in the mid-level of gold, in the same way that black is so much higher again.
Only on the DEA products. Only on the DEA products. It makes no difference to elite sales or basic member sales.
Yeah, I do realise that.
Yeah. So it's only if your member upgrades to gold will you actually get that high commission that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So then, if you do upgrade through the system, like Chris and Gerard, the people they target and aim for are people who they know are going to have the money, who want to invest and go black.
Yeah. Very much so.
When those guys started out, though, they were just basic members, and their target market were people who wanted to be a basic member, who could afford the $97 a month. That's the type of people they went after because that was the level that they were at.
Yeah.
And so they made their money at basic level, then they quickly upgraded to elite, and then they realised the potential, and they went all the way to black. And this is the mistake I see a lot of members making. They target the wrong group of people. And they don't think things through. I see a lot of elite members targeting other members who go to gold and platinum and black. Well, that's not beneficial to an elite member because you don't have the training to help them, for starters, and you don't really get that much out of it anyhow.
Yeah,
so I would say
see, my target market
and learn everything
is
about
pretty much people my age who are just looking for something better. Yeah, because my philosophy before I got into SFM was, if this is as good as it's going to get, what's the point? Then I found SFM.
Been in that situation. Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, and then I found SFM, and I suddenly realised that there's this whole other world out there that I now have a point. And originally, when I first started this 2 months ago, it was just so that I could fund my lifestyle over in Thailand. As I've grown a little bit within myself and my attitudes changed, what inspires me now, yes, I still want to get to Thailand, but what inspires me now is I want to be able to touch someone else's life in a positive way. And at the moment, I just do it in small ways. Like when I catch the bus into the city to go to college, I notice that everyone around me, because they're all heading off to work, no one was smiling. So I just started sitting there and started smiling at everyone. By the time they got off the bus at their stop, there were a dozen people around me smiling, and they couldn't work out why. I was able to touch their life for that little second. And I do that now. I strike up conversations with complete strangers just so that I can bring a smile to their face, just to touch their life. And that builds me up.
It's funny when you can do that. I've done that before. I've taken that out. I've gone out and done that before. And it's funny how that works. You start smiling, you sort of nod at people. People start smiling, nod back. It's like, yeah.
Well, that's it. I want to take that to my marketing, because there's got to be other people out there like me who are looking, have no idea what they want to do, have no idea what the potentials are, and yet you've just got to see the right video. For me, it happened to be the Lifestyle Team, and I saw their videos and went, wow. And a lot of it was because the video that I saw, they were in Thailand. And I just went, hey, that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, although the boys are younger than you, they're in Thailand and you wanted to be in Thailand. And that's why it appealed to you.
Yeah. To me, age is irrelevant. The fact that they're all young and in their 30s or late 20s doesn't bother me in the least. I just saw that they had the lifestyle I want. Now, yes, I'm not as energetic as they are. I'm 54. I'm a big bloke and I walk with a cane and I'm in pain all the time. So I'm not going to be diving off cliffs. However, that being said, I love flying paramotors because I don't have to walk. I can sit and fly. Much more fun. And that's ultimately what my marketing is going to be, is me flying paramotors around Thailand and saying, hey, you can do this too.
Yeah. You know what inspired you know what inspired those young ones, Chris and Gerard, to actually step up to a higher level and push even harder to make their business work at the level that they wanted to make it level. You want to know what actually inspired them?
What?
Was in 2014, there was one of our members, Mark Ford, and he had been with the company since its inception, since its startup. And Mark didn't invest a lot of money into marketing and stuff, and he focused on trying to blog every day and build his websites up. He was very content marketing focused, and he blogged every day, and he made connections, and he worked Facebook, and I mean, he worked hard, and he helped other members, and then boom, I think it was about September 2014. I could be wrong about the month, but it was in 2014. He hit an $82,000 month. It was, wasn't it, Robbie?
No, it could have been.
It was about $82,000, and they had him on the founders call, and they raved about him. And then it was not long after that, because I saw Chris and Gerard at the Momentum Day in 2014, and that's what inspired them. They were hungry. They wanted to have what Mark had for that month, and they went after it big time.
Yeah. Yeah, my goals aren't as lofty. If I can earn between 10 and 20,000 a month eventually, I'd be extremely happy.
Yeah, well, you need a smaller goal to get there.
Oh yeah, my first goal is 500 a month, which is then going to get turned straight into advertising. My next goal is 2,000 a month, which I can then start cutting a bit for me to actually live on. And as soon as I can hit 5,000 a month, I can move to Thailand.
Yeah, which will make it easier for you
double
to.
my income.
Yeah, and that'll also make it easier for you to inject more money into a business, so you can get to your $10,000 a month.
That's it. And my 10,000 a month is a 5-year plan. I think that's achievable within a 5-year period.
That's achievable in a 5-year period, yes. If you're willing to do the work, you're willing to, have the times where you're going to bang your head on your desk and go, what the hell is going on?
Oh, I'm already there. I'm living there at the moment.
You're living there at the moment?
But you see, it's worth it. I mean, I struggle. I struggle with this whole computer stuff, but that's okay, because I know eventually I'll get it. And if it takes me 5 years to make 5,000, so what? I'm still better off than if I stay on the disability pension.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it just might mean that I won't be able to move to Thailand for 5 years. I'd like to be able to do it in one. That'd be nice. That's my initial goal, is 5,000 in 12 months. But if it takes me 2 years or 5 years, it takes me 2 years or 5 years. But you've got to have a target date, and then you can always reset it. But if you just go as some esoteric thing, 5 years from now it'd be nice to earn $5,000 so I can move to Thailand. No, that's not a strong enough reason for banging my head against this stuff. If I say it's going to be 12 months, then I can just keep banging my head until either it breaks or I break.
Yeah.
And if I break, I've got to reset the goal for another 12 months.
Well, you have your big goal. You might have your big goal, which is Thailand in 12 months. So let's say Thailand in 12 months. That's your big goal. That's the end game. The big game. Thailand in 12 months. And then what you'll do is you'll figure out what you need to do that. Okay, well, this is what I need to do every day to actually have a chance of achieving that big goal in 12 months. And then you know what you've physically got to do every day. You know what you've mentally and physically got to do in your business, what tasks you've got to do, what things you've got to complete to give you the chance of meeting that goal of getting to Thailand in 12 months. So you'll set little micro goals. Like, you might have a micro goal where your first goal is $500 for the first month. Then the second month might be $1,000. Then the third month might be, $1,500. And the fourth month might be $2,000. So, that you're starting here, and then in 4 months' time, your goal for that's going to be $4,000 a month. How do I get there? Well, I need to make $500 a month first to even have a chance of getting there.
Well, that's it. And my initial micro goal, after, if I could ever get this website set up, is to actually get 5 people a day actually looking at the joint.
Yeah, well, you need leads. You definitely need leads.
It doesn't work without the leads, unfortunately.
No, it won't work without the leads, which are the people. So, but like I said, if you're having trouble getting the WordPress onto your domain, pick the domain that you want for your website. Have a look at them both. One of them will rank better than the other one, which will probably be the one without the numbers in it. For some obscure reason, website addresses with numbers in them just don't seem to rank as well as website addresses without numbers. So that might be the main factor. What'd you say, Susan?
They don't track at all if you've got the zeros. Believe me, I've been there. Yeah. I couldn't figure out why my tracking wasn't working in the back office, and it's every time I had a zero. So if I'm doing the 16th of the 10th 20, I will actually physically write the word 20. I went through 7 months of not being able to find out.
And it's the same with the domain name. Yeah, it's the same with the domain name. Domain names with numbers, actually physical numbers in them, don't seem to rank in the SEO state.
Yeah, well, that's at least I'm smart that way. I actually write it out as FIFTY, not the number 50.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I've actually spelt the numbers, and I haven't used the plus symbol, mainly because that one was already gone. So I've actually spelt the plus.
Well, see, that's good. So you've got a choice between two. So pick the one that you want as the website that you want to blog on. So basically think about you adding content to your website. People, that's going to rank quicker than any of your landing pages and anything else that you do as you put content on it. So think of the domain name that's going to be easier for you to put content on that's relevant with that target market that would be attracted to you and your content. And then go with the domain that will fit that. That's easier to use for your SEO. So like I have a domain called One Stop Aloe Shop, and I put aloe in it because my products have aloe vera in them, and I was going to be using aloe vera and aloe, the word aloe, as an SEO keyword. It was going to be a keyword, my content. And that's why I went with One Stop Aloe Shop. So I've got the word aloe in my domain, and it's one of the main keywords on my website.
Right.
If you're, I'm going to interrupt. If you're, Michael, you're on a disability.
I am, yes.
Okay, so am I. So if you check your figures with Centrelink, you're allowed to earn, what, $5,000 a year before they hit you really hard. So
Yes.
what I've done, so what I've done is I've kept my target low for a little while whilst I'm going around and doing a lot of bits to fit it all in. My next target, my first target was 1. I got that one. My second target is to, if you have a look at your numbers on the $295 and $50 a month thereafter, all you need is 5, and then you've got your refund, your thing, re-registration paid for. So that's that one with a little bit extra. After that, it's the extra 2,000 to take it to 5,000. Then after that, my next one is 50,000 because it's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got to survive in between. You understand what I'm saying? So it's small, 3 smalls. 3 strikes, you're out. I want 50,000. I get that. I don't want 50,000. I want 150,000. That would be nice. Thank you very much. From there you go. Because if you sit down, if you're in a government house and you're doing this, you're doing that, the other thing. I was actually working it out today. You need, what did I need? Just for power, electricity, to run my car, registration and rent, I need $250 more per fortnight, per month than I'm getting now. Yeah. Mind you, then I can't have food or anything else, but just those basics.
I was actually told by the Department of Housing that that they no longer have a wait list for a single person to get government housing, and that each case is individually assessed. However, I'm not going to be assessed for 15 years. So I'll actually be retired before I'm assessed to be eligible for government housing. Because I'm 54 now.
They have changed it drastically.
And that's after having been on the housing list on the Gold Coast for 8 years now. But because I moved from the Gold Coast to Brisbane, it zeroes out and I get to start at the again.
What?
Yeah. Different states.
I moved region.
Different states, different laws.
Yeah.
That's what people need to
in the
remember.
same state. I only moved 120 kilometres, but
but Susan doesn't live here in Queensland, Michael.
I live in Victoria.
I get to go back to the beginning.
Yeah,
I live in Victoria.
And the housing, government housing and everything, the setup down there is a bit different to what it is up here in Queensland. It's the same as in New South Wales. It's different in New South Wales to what it is here as well.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided I needed to do something about it, because I don't want to wait 15 years for a room.
That's not a good idea.
But let me know which domain you want, and we'll organise to get the WordPress installed on it for you so you can start building your website. But we may have to wrap this up, guys, so Robbie can get to bed and get some sleep. He's got work in the morning. And it's
sorry about that, Robbie.
So we may say goodnight and catch up with everyone next week, eh?
All right.
Definitely.
See ya.
All righty, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.